What up, people? This is the Secret Society exhibition game along with my man Randy Stokely, Jason DeBillius. I'm not live streaming this. I want good resolution. I'm not telling you where I am. It's none of your business. Here we go. Oh, poke for poke. Transition, looking for the first point of the game. Try. Got it.
What a great opportunity to see two of the best teams in the world compete against each other in a practice game with about 20 people around here. We're down here in the South Bay somewhere.
That's right.
Looking at USA playing against Qatar.
Yes, USA and Qatar. Trevor Crabb to serve. Trevor, Long Beach State alum, serves Ahmed. Ahmed, great elevation, and good things happen when you hit hard, Randy.
He's got one speed, and that's go.
Yeah.
And go fast.
It's true.
And he just kind of reminds me of myself a little bit too. You know, you just go and swing it hard. The good things are going to happen.
Bach off of someone's head. Qatar, Olympic bronze medalist. There's a free ball opportunity, looking for two. Jump set, good night. Wow. I got to get a score. I messed up the score. I'm so excited about watching. I got to keep score.
There's a great opportunity with a free ball. Puts it up onto, jump set comes in, and that's the future of our sport.
Jose, you got 2-1, right? Okay. All right. It's the top of the tape. Very nice serve to space. Left shoulder serve on Trevor. Trevor wins the joust. Free ball, try, good night. Wow, flying block for flying block there, Randy.
But that's what I'm talking about. The future of volleyball for me is a swing block and being always ready as a blocker to go and shut those angles down because things are going to happen quick.
Do you think just the better athletes are coming up to make that happen, or is it just something that I don't know, it's like an indoor thing that's worked for them? Kind of a silly question, but it's worth asking.
No, it's not, because I think anybody can be taught, but if obviously you have the physical attributes to do those things, that's where they're making the change. And there it is again, and here's another 2-on-2.
Oh my goodness. Trevor's going to cramp up if he has to jump three times on one ball.
It's a whole lot different than the days that I used to go and play and just basically going straight up on these hitters. You have to be so active as a blocker to control the net. It's really scary to see.
It really is. Here we go. Out of Ahmed, originally from Gambia. First time I saw him and Cherif play was actually FIVB Las Vegas. I was calling Court 5, had the pleasure of watching them play. I believe they actually played Trevor and Try as well.
Yeah. And
there was a cutback by Tri-Born, 3 up, 1 away from the switch. So Randy, when the technical timeout comes, I'd like you to give us the Randy strategy to win. It's because by the technical timeout, they would have figured it out and made the adjustments and all that stuff. Both teams very well coached. Jose Loyola's here. Yeah. And there's your switch. Qatar's nursing a 1-point lead.
Ahmed siding out very well and obviously hitting that ball off the top of the tape. It's still very early in the match for me to try to figure something out, and both teams are siding out at a pretty high level right now.
Right.
But as the side switch happens, it's called new territory, new real estate, and now all of a sudden things change, and the wind direction and what have you. So here's maybe some opportunity for both teams to try to go and learn something from where they were and now taking advantage of it.
Well, something I like about Qatar, and they're fun to watch, is they don't. There's some games that frustrate the hell out of me. There's a game where you watch an entire feeling out process for the entire first set, but Qatar, as there's a side out, but Qatar goes right after it from play one. So, and I think to generate interest of people that don't play the sport, and moreover people who play the sport that want to watch more, I'd like to see less of the feeling out process of two teams who have played each other a million times. That's one of my big gripes, but once again, wow, nice jump by Trevor on that. Nope, didn't need to touch it, but
started with a good serve, a little bit of a miss pass in the middle of the court where he had to get that set to the middle of the court, and then obviously he's out of his little hitting aspect.
Tri-Born, good jump server, cross court, that ball just out of bounds. I think it's 5 up. There's a floater, handled okay by Tryborn. Try, wow, one of his favorite shots is a cutback, well scattered out, but waiting last minute on it was Tryborn, the USC standout. Both players from Hawaii. For those of you watching the video, maybe confirm with me later if they both played at Punahou High School, maybe. Outriggers is a good club team out there. I know a lot of young players in Hawaii cut their teeth out there. There's the sideways jump we were talking about before the match. And there's Trevor. There's the one-arm bandit. Ahmed got it.
Again, what a great set on a transition ball from Ahmed to give Cherif an opportunity to go and put that ball away and just chisel it off Try's block for the point.
100%. Coach, is it 6-6?
Yes.
All right, cool. I got to keep in score for you. 6-6, Tryborn. There are so many ways of angle that man goes. He's got the sharpshooter, he's got the classic wrist away, and that one was just what you call high angle.
You know, Jason, the one thing that I've noticed for the players right now is that the communication's not all that great for, say, a second ball right now. You need to go and at least communicate to your partner of what ball you're going to block on a second ball. So at least you can divide the court up somewhat.
Yeah.
Right
You're
now,
talking in terms of blocking and defense, right?
Yes, there's a little nice break for the U.S. team.
Yep. And there's an 8-6 switch. A little bit of momentum in favor of the U.S. I want this team to stick together because I noticed before they started winning the AVP championships here, they were doing better on the international scene than they were domestic.
They sure were, and they really had a lot of momentum until actually Try hurt himself with his hand and took him out of all those opportunities. They were rolling, and they are maybe a better team internationally than domestically.
Absolutely. I think, I had Trevor, I interviewed him after FIVB Vegas, and he talked about not winning an AVP at that time, and he says he's already come to terms, like he won 2 FIVBs with John Mayer, right? So he's like, I already won 2 FIVBs with John Mayer, and like if the AVP thing doesn't happen, I really don't care, you know. And I think that probably helped him with Manhattan. It takes that, you know what I'm saying? There's no added pressure. Like if you don't care if you win, you just go out there and you play. You know? I mean, it was a 3-star, but a 3-star is basically what AVP Austin is here, right?
So there's a point opportunity for Cherif serving that good tough ball, and the points are coming because of the bad pass.
Right.
And
Is
it's
that a
very
real point?
evident right there. Yes, a real point.
All right. So that's 8-8 then. Cross-court serve. There's the drifter. Wow. Ahmed had to dig deep for that, and here he comes out of bounds. Let me tell you something. When that guy gets a dig, I'm at the edge of my seat because, like you said, he saves the tips for the waiters, man. He is trying to hit through everything.
And I like Cherif's call, a line. He doesn't listen. He tries to go for the swings. Yeah. Still, it's early in the game. You want to go and try to swing for points.
Yeah. I also believe they had something called a 4-block. So educating our audience, a 4-block is when you stay line and you jump into the cross. So I like Cherif's call on that because line was open for the shot and for the.
The one thing I've noticed is Cherif, if you want to go and replay that last little side out by Cherif, and you look very closely, watch him go with an open hand tip with his fingers. And to shoot that ball over to the line, it's a very interesting one that he's getting away with.
Yeah. Do you think he's curling knuckles last minute or something?
There is no knuckles at all. It's
Wow.
all fingers, and you can go and take a look at it. And if I'm wrong, I won't commentate ever again.
Listen, we're gonna have a lot of people watching this, and there's gonna be a huge comment section. So, you guys freeze frame that because I thought Randy thinks he saw something, and I might have seen the same thing. So we're both wrong. Like you said, I might be closing up shop.
I watched their practices. I got to see that little move, and I said, "That's not fair. That's not legal."
Like the guy needs an extra couple of inches, right? There's an ace. That's a great.
Super serve, and I kind of just going to give a couple people a little bit of credit. That was a Ron Von Hagen would stand and serve that ball to the middle of the court and serve aces. Jim Mingus would, and I would.
Yeah.
And that is so effective on a right-sided player, even if he's left-handed.
And that's what I was thinking about. I'm like, try was serving into what we call the fray. You got a left shoulder serve on a lefty, a right shoulder serve on a righty, and here's a technical timeout. But so let's.
And I want to go and add into that. If you take a look at that last blocking opportunity by Trevor, he's just standing straight up and down. There's no movement. I really do feel that the sport is going into a swing block because it's like playing soccer. It's the goalie and it's the penalty kick. And the goalie almost has to make a move before the penalty kick is being hit. And it's the same way as a blocker now. You've got to take away area and just the instinctual habit of a volleyball player is to go up and swing, and to change is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
It's already inbred into them about where they want to swing, how many times they're swinging there, and if you can go and swing block and take that area up a second before they're even wanting to do that, big pressure is going to be applied.
Yeah, I also think a lot of indoor players who transition into the beach, like Taylor Sander, I think he's been swing blocking really well because I think, yeah, as an indoor player, right? I've been watching him since Hustle and Flow, and he's sandbagging 1AA in 2013, and he's a great swing blocker.
And you know the difference is obviously when you're watching a 6-man indoor game and the ball's going out which way, and you can kind of time it with your partner. The difficulty here on the beach is that there's a little bit more variables in regards to the ball movement. It floating a little further and everything else, and that's why I say you have to almost swing block and commit to those areas. And especially right now, what are they taking on the second ball? Very important to make sure that you have that communication down, because if you don't, you have no chance at all.
It's true. You're right. Actually, I'm going to call this South Base Scrim. That's what I'm going to entitle this game. We're back from the technical timeout, and Trevor Crabb has won the joust again. He who goes second wins, Randy.
You say whoever goes second. That's usually the guy that's lower on the totem pole wins that.
Isn't it the little guys who always win the joust?
Of course, and then they get to do their flex.
Little Jurassic Park scream at the end.
Yeah.
There's the up and down set, and that one looked close.
That looked a little close, but I want to tell you, everybody's going to be watching this YouTube video. You're going to go and look at every time Cherif does that.
I'm pretty sure Cherif heard us the last one.
I'm sure he did. See, also too, Cherif making a call of what he wants to block right now. But truly, I don't like it. I think really the call has to happen after they see where the positioning of the pass is.
Yep.
Because if you just go, he could pass the ball to the inside and you're blocking at an angle.
Okay.
Now he passes the ball out to the line and you're blocking at an angle. You're not doing the correct things as a defensive player.
I will say the serving strategy changed a little bit. I noticed Ahmed is going short, middle on the last few series, just before the technical timeout, and now, wow, there's a great block, but an even better cover. Cherif, cross court, off the dome. Trevor Crabb actually touching every ball, really competitive at the net, Randy.
You know, we're going to critique these guys and these players, and we're going to say exactly what we see.
Yeah.
And don't get us wrong. These are some of the top players in the world, and they play a game at a very high level. But you can almost see that they can get better. Cherif, if he gets an outside approach on his opportunities, he is just going to be even that much better.
Yeah. I also think in our defense, we actually have to tell a lot of the critics out there to man up. We're criticizing volleyball players with volleyball, right? We're not saying anything about anyone's mother. We're not talking about anyone personally. And besides NBA players, sometimes volleyball players are the most sensitive cats you ever met. So it's one of those things where if we're criticizing volleyball players with volleyball, relax.
Yeah.
You know, I've been commentating for a while, and I think it's safe to say you know a thing or two about volleyball too. So it's not like a non sequitur of qualifications to talk about that.
No,
right?
And especially when you do respect to the person that's speaking about you, then you're going to learn from that experience and understand that they have some value to seeing the game for 35 years.
Yeah, and also it's the level and how we were talking about it. Like your level is extremely high; it's as high as it gets, you know. But I think also on a basic level. I'll give you an example. The indoor men's team, right? I have a friend of mine that never watched volleyball in his life. He says, I think if you miss 14 serves, you might lose 3-0. That is a fair criticism by someone who's never seen the sport, because that's basic eye level stuff. You don't go to that guy and say, who are you? Are you a gladiator in the arena? That is a basic. If you miss 14 serves, you know, like basketball, right? If you don't watch basketball, and if you say Simmons missing his free throws probably hurt the Sixers, that's not criticizing a professional personally. That's calling it the way you see it. Because I do respect the gladiators in the arena. We were both gladiators in the arena, but I don't think players get to hide behind that all the time. They have to be able to take criticism. Did I say too much on tape?
No. But if you don't, then you just don't get better.
Right.
That's all. And you know, unfortunately, we're always trying to make all the players better, and whether they want to hear it or not.
But it's not what we want, right? We want great things. I want great things for Trevor.
Great block by Cherif on the second ball right there to score a big point on, really, I would say, what is not the better side as they go after Trevor to the right side. And Trevor's really looking at that ball. That's the one thing that he has a little bit of advantage of is that his approach is not that explosive. He kind of almost walks into it. It almost gives him a little bit more time, because he knows that we're out on the beach. It's a little thicker, it's a little slower, but he has a very unique way of putting that ball away because of the speed of his approach.
I also think his shot game, as far as being flawless is concerned, is really, really good. Like the drop on his shot game, if you're giving up perfection, and he's going to be perfect. Like that shot on the line, he waited for the switch, and it's like the person wasn't even like within 8 feet of it. Wow. And that's Ahmed playing the patience game. Did you see him stay home on the middle on that one? And Trevor, there was almost a bit of a staring contest.
And in my day, when you really wanted to score a point and you were assured of scoring a point, you went 1, 2, 3. How about a jump set by Cherif right there? And they score the big point on the outside ball to Ahmed.
Yep, definitely. Hey, do you know that score? Okay. All right, I think it's 16. I think it's 16 up. I have one job to do. I have a scoreboard on this camera. I got just the one, Randy. Just the one job.
Ahmed passing a short ball right there, getting the good approach, then chopping the ball inside the block. Right. He had 2 ways to go, either over the line or inside tight end.
There's an outside set, and Trevor saw it that time, man. He didn't look like he got a lot of lift off on his jump, right? He looked like he jumped for shot on that.
Yeah, maybe? It was. I think that's just a clear error by Trevor right there. That he's given up a little bit, especially the cross court was wide open. Yeah. They almost went to a double line block and defensive posturing because
they're I formation.
They're tired of seeing that ball be put down up and over the block.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you right now, I'd almost give it a little fake block right here and get him back deep and see if you could score a point right here. And here it is. Here's an opportunity right now. A little bit off the net. I would have come off, but he stays up there and just shuts the line down. Big man.
Yeah.
Cherif.
Yep. So was that last block, would you call that more stationary than pulling in? I just thought he was protecting his line over.
Yep. And that's all he was waiting for.
Yeah. I like that.
Nice tight block.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got Randy Stokely with me, keeping me up. I had a little hater Jay criticizing people, but Randy brings me back. Thanks for chilling with me today, by the way.
There's a good cover by Try.
16-19, that's a switch. Yeah, great cover by Try, right? Yep.
Try, we got a switch. So both of these teams preparing for the first FIVB tournament of the year in Mexico. A lot of teams jumping at the bit.
Where in Mexico?
La Texa?
Nice. Is it,
I'm not pronouncing that right.
No, but I think it's big. It's definitely big enough. I had Theo on the Brunner on the podcast, and he and Kane were excited about that. And let me tell you something. Last year at Cancun, Kane shock. This guy, they said the wind was swirly wind. It was just absolutely gnarly and brutal, and it looked like the only comfortable guy out there was Kane Shock. And he's like, he said, I faked it till I made it. I was not comfortable at all.
Yeah.
But he looked like the only guy that didn't look like the wind was there.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, even more than that, the heat and humidity, that's what I saw. I saw teams dropping.
Yeah.
And they weren't, that definitely was a tough little spot to be put in 3 tournaments in a row.
Yeah.
At that time to qualify for the Olympic Games.
And that's the end of the set, the first set. That was a cut shot, a smart shot, but unfortunately sailed just out of bounds, and that's the conclusion of the first set. I think the key to this game, and I'd like you to chime in at any point. I want to finish this sentence. I think constant pressure from Team Qatar was the key to their win. They weathered the storm as far as momentum was concerned, but they do things out there that I equivocate to a death of 1,000 cuts.
Yeah. There's a number of things you can go and see. I brought this aspect of serving up to the coaches a couple days ago, and number one is that, I look at Cherif playing the right side, being a left-handed player. I would never serve him to the middle of the court because his dominant hand is to the middle of the court. I'd serve him over to his line. Yeah. Now all of a sudden he's in an uncomfortable position. But how many players really think about that? Most of the players that we see are all right-handed. They're playing left side, right side. And do you ever think about where you start off with getting them in trouble, where they just don't feel comfortable? And that's just one of my kind of thoughts moving
forward
you
noticed
in the sport.
Sorry, have you noticed that with a lot of lefties on the beach, if you do a constant pressure left shoulder position 1 serve, John Mayer, who's one of the best passers on the tour, I'll struggle with a little bit about that. Travis Meerwitter on a different level or whatever, and this and that.
Yeah.
But who else can we use an example?
Well,
Ed Ratledge.
Yeah.
A lot of these lefties, that's a very good point.
Because the ball gets pushed straight up ahead of them. And then all of a sudden now, if they want to get a back set, that's into the middle of the court, which is more of a deeper area. And then it's even very difficult to go and get an outside approach when you've passed the ball up the line or shanked it up the line. It's somewhere up in there. It's an uncomfortable situation. So let's just see this next game and see if there's anything that we can kind of take notice on both sides.
I'm going to actually assign you to Trevor and try on this one. For me, I already said Qatar needs to continue something I call constant pressure. Like if they don't get instant results on their serving strategy, they have the strategy, stick with it, and then reassess. But right now it's working. They're getting the just out of system passes they want and just missed that block. Man, tries kicking himself in the pants on that one.
Yeah, again, there he was. He started on the inside, and then he makes the move to the outside, and he just missed it. If he starts with a bit of a swing block, he's up and over, and he shuts that down.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. I agree. Well said, Randy. There's the up and down, and wow, nice patience, nice balance by Ahmed. And Ahmed, the transition king, comes up with a side-out kill, and now a trans kill.
Almost a little bit like Karch Kirai coming back to that line with a little tap down.
That's crazy you say that, because the balance on that dig, right, and the swing looked very much like Karch without the goofy foot.
Now, that defensive play right there, there's another thing that I'm going to say, and, you can go and look at it. I've been seeing volleyball for a long time. I really don't understand why the defensive player doesn't start on the line and move to the middle of the court. How many times do you get beat on a cross-court hit where you're reaching toward the line?
Agreed.
And this goes indoors, too, for me. Yeah. And nobody teaches it.
I can only testify to what I teach. Indoor, I am definitely on defense. I am definitely out and in. I am old school. My mentor is Myro Trebic, who was the Olympic coach for the Netherlands and the Women's USA team as an assistant. And he was the same thing you said, on the line,
Coming
for
into
us,
the
serve receive was in and out, and defense was out and in.
Yeah.
That is a basic fundamental thing. And right now I'm coaching 13s. Let me tell you something, the future's bright because me, Jason Olive, we're getting that right, coach.
It'll change the game because it's just a different look, and when you have a defensive players that can go and cover that cross court hit, from the middle attack to everything, and middle attack all of a sudden, it's just you have to be on that line, and you almost have to be parallel to the court.
Yep.
In regards to just popping that ball up, because obviously if you try to get the ball, it's either coming up and over the net or up and over and out of bounds.
Definitely. Hey, last play for anyone wondering, that ball was out, but however, the block did touch it. Little honor system call with no referee here, and Tri-Boyne, his vintage cutback. So much rain.
Again, if a blocker was to swing block
You
and
just
take
call that.
one or the other,
Yeah.
you can't take it both.
Yeah, because you're going to give up both.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what this is what's happening. Yes, you're going to block one or two balls a game, and that's maybe it's how you affect that player to have them
Switch.
do something different.
Yeah. As we take our first switch of the first set, Trevor's a very good Oceanside server. Certainly used to playing out here, and he grunted a little bit by missing that ball. That last serve left balloon wide, and here's a switch. No real advantage side, right? Just no wind. A little bit of a sunrise, but nothing that a good pair of shades can't cure. And here we go again. Left balloon for left balloon.
As
And
you
the
say,
score
there's
is
no
now-
little difference with the wind.
It's
it
dead,
seems-
right? It's dead calm today.
There's a little bit of something coming up all of a sudden. We were supposed to get a little onshore wind yesterday, which we did, and then it's supposed to go offshore. So I thought it was going to be a lot windier here.
Me too. Oh. Do you find some players, even at this high level, thinking shot and like their body language on their jump is shot? Because Ahmed on that didn't have a lot of elevation, and I wonder if he was thinking shot on that and didn't have the elevation because of that, or maybe just didn't get off the sand. Wow, left shoulder serve. Yeah, that's a great serve. Try, what do you got, 5 up or 6-5? Okay.
We're up 6-4.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
6-4.
Thanks, boys.
What is it? 6-4?
Yeah.
Yeah. Switch 4-3-4.
Yeah, but I think they got 3 straight points.
Trevor.
Wow. Great patience.
No, we're up 3 now. We are up 7-4.
Yeah, score is 7-4.
And don't you think Trevor knows exactly what the score is, because they lost the first game and they're sitting on their home turf here and they don't want to lose to this team. I don't care if it's practice or not.
Let's talk strategy for a minute. Do you think at this point Trevor just blocks out the rest of the set? He's been the one on the wait and late on the block, and he's been the one getting these really nice touches. There's up and down, and wow. Oh man, Tri would love to have that back in because they had good momentum. They scored 3 unanswered points after the switch, and now it's 5-7. So thoughts on Trevor, or did you have a thought?
I did. Well, Trevor, that opportunity right there with his back set is exactly what I would have done. I just would have been squared up a little bit more to the net to know that my back set's going to be off that net for the point opportunity.
But my question is, do you think Trevor should just block full time the rest of the set?
No.
As far as momentum.
No,
or
I
should it
don't.
continue
I
to
think
split?
that they should split. I think Troy is too athletically dynamic, and he can make things happen and put a different pressure. You know, it's funny you ask me that question. There was times where I'd throw St. John Smith up at the net, just because it was something different.
Yep. Yeah,
And he would be kind of sneaky in there to go and put his hands in the right spot and just put a little bit more pressure.
switch, boys. I think that's a switchy, guys.
Switch 95.
With a side switch, a 9-5 second game.
All of the momentum going to the United States.
Qatar up the first game. I think they finished off 21-19, something like that.
So once again, welcome. This is Hermosa Beach. We're somewhere north of the pier, maybe. If you live here, you know exactly where. Go ahead.
And a timeout
And a
for
timeout is called.
Qatar.
So yeah, it's morning. It's Friday. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. Not too hot, not too cold. Along with my man, living legend, Randy Stokely. We were talking before we got on camera. We were talking about what was it? Beach Kings with Jason Olive, and we're Side Out. You played Rolo Vincent.
You got it.
You know, my friends say, and I'm going to call you out here. They said my friends said you didn't have to play Rolo Vincent. They said like personality-wise, you were difficult to get along with.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that?
Well,
I think I'm a mess with you a little bit.
Well, no, that's fine. You know, I think that the funny thing is that when anybody says that, they don't know me. Because, you know, I grew up around Hollywood, and there's a bit of acting and a bit of, you know, understanding what camera wants and everything else, and I was very good at it. Yeah. And, you know, it wasn't much of a stretch because I just had to elaborate on, you know, really what I was doing to the whole community of volleyball during my younger days. But at the same time, you know, a lot of fictional thoughts in that movie that, you know, certainly I wouldn't do or I wouldn't participate in normally.
I thought it was awesome. And listen, what you just said as far as people knowing you, like having a presumption of thought, there is nobody who co-signs. There's another gut block, and like you said, oh man, don't make sure they continue to split block. Like you said, they're more dynamic when they split. Yeah. So getting back to what you were saying, but nobody appreciates what you said as far as people not knowing who someone is. I get that. I don't mean to make it about me, but I get that a lot. So I can appreciate what you just said. You know, people think they know, but they don't. You know? Wow. And I know you're going to sound like you're repeating yourself with the whole swing block thing, but there's another example.
Yeah, that's such a tough ball to block. Is a ball that's basically just chopped underneath you. You know, when your hand's up about 2 feet taller than where that ball is, you can't, you know, like use your elbow to kind of shut that thing down. It's unbelievable how it sneaks by you.
Here's also another question for the active players, maybe a little teaching moment from you. Don't you think that if the set is further away from the net, that they have to do a better job protecting their call? Like if someone says they're blocking line or like a 3-block, don't you think they should not, like you said, try to take both? They should just protect their line over, protect the shot?
That's exactly what St. John Smith and myself did defensively. It was when a ball was off the net, I would sneak over a little bit further to the line and shut the line down, yeah. And then trying to funnel everything to my defensive player. And then when the ball was close, anything close, he would make sure that I was shutting that cross court down because the percentages were just that. And now the game has changed in such a way that I don't even know what the percentages are from a cross-court hit to a line hit, but they're probably a little bit more equal than back in the day.
Agreed. Riley McKibben said there's always enough cross-court. I believe him. Madison McKibben. I love the work that they've been doing too with the fours and just raising the level of the sport.
Right.
I think when I met Riley a few years ago, I rubbed him the wrong way because I could not get my McKibbens right. I have a top 5 moments that should have gotten me canceled from beach, and that was one of them because obviously one's really tall, right, with a longer longer beard, and the other guy's more refined. So yeah. I still think he probably doesn't like me from like a few years ago, but he'll always have my respect for the work he's doing. Just try. This one, they float it, and I think that's a better play than the up and down. I think the up and down, sometimes you play in the Cherif's hands too much. And now we got a score of, I don't know, technical time I had 8-12, but it very well might be 9-12. There goes Jake Kuzra. What's up, Jake? How you doing, brother?
Great, how are you?
I'm all right. Just wanted to film a game before I had club practice.
Yeah, are you going to post this anywhere?
Yeah, I was going to do a live, but the resolution's better if I just tape it. I also knew this guy, I would chill with this guy. You met Randy?
I haven't met him, but I know him.
That's Jake, upstart, coming up last year. I coached him and Rob McLean last year, and he's going to have a decision to make as far as playing back row defense. Or he's one of those hybrids, like where Trevor is right now.
Yeah.
And I think by the time he gets to where he's got to go, he's got a huge toolbox. So I'm very interested to see where Jake goes. Jake Kuzrock, ladies and gentlemen, plugging him in, young player.
Jason, that's the one thing I had to say, that you've really been quite vocal about the younger players and introducing them and having their names correct and promoting them and opening up the world of volleyball to the average consumer right now that doesn't know really even some of the players' names that we are even showing today.
Yeah.
It's just so important to make sure that there is some type of audio in all of these feeds, because there's so much to be learned.
12-9? 12-9, right?
I think it's 13-8.
13-8.
As we have Jose
Trevor.
Loyola walk by
I know.
us.
I'm like, thanks, guys. They're trying to play, and they're giving me this. I got the one job.
Olympian Manhattan.
No, but
Open
getting back to
winner.
what you said, I really, really appreciate you saying that. But I think the level of appreciation goes to the high-level players who gave me the platform for the viewership, right? Trevor Crowd was very accommodating, came on multiple times as Trevor hits that ball into the net. He'd love to have that one back. And there's a little bit of bickering. Or maybe that's just how they do. They just talk with their hands. You think there's something going on?
No,
there?
that's fine. Hey, listen, if
Yeah.
you are wanting to change the game, you got to change momentum. You got to, either attack your opponent or you do it to your partner just to get him fired up.
Agreed. Yep. Yeah. So I appreciate what you said, but I'm also grateful for people like Holly McPeak, you, Casey Jennings. When I said I had a podcast, like, where do I show up? Give me the date and time, I'll show up. And I was like, thank you guys, because that allowed the viewers me to steer the viewers to these newer players and these uppercomers. I'll highlight a couple now. Devin Berkey, ooh, what a great block. And it's got to be block number 8 by Team Try and Trevor, huh? But I'll highlight Devin Berkey in Chicago. The qualifiers are 2 days. They made day 1 qualifier, day 2 qualifier, main draw. So they went through a 2-day qualifier, which usually only the people on the second day make the draw. They did 2 days, and big up to him and John Schwengel. So it's a young person plug right there.
Yeah, there you go, Schwangel.
Yeah. God, talk about a guy whose eyes get wide as hell when he sees the ball. Do you remember when you got infected with the volley bug? Randy?
Yeah, but he is one of the kids that have that bug, and you can see every time he comes out, he just wants to learn, he wants to get better, and it's unbelievable watching that young kid.
Yeah. God, I remember when I had the volleyball virus. I'm walking with my girlfriend to the courts in Central Park, and when I see the courts and the balls, I start walking faster, and I didn't even know. I let go of my girlfriend's hand. She's like 30 feet behind me. I just started walking faster, like a child in wild anticipation.
Yeah, then.
Sure, everyone's got a story like that, but that was and that's New York, mind you.
Yeah.
And that's when Central Park didn't even have beach courts. Those were hard courts back then.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah.
That this sport of ours provides us with that opportunity. And I'm sure it is the same way for a basketball player that's on the small blacktop, playing anywhere, and all of a sudden they're getting in there, they become gym rats, and then everything else. But that's, if you want to be the best in the world, you have to become that.
Not to mention that beautiful shot. That's 17-11, I think. That's a switch, 7-11. Yep. Wow, total control of the Americans. What do you think they did that put them up? Or was it something they're doing, or something Qatar's not?
Yeah, it's always the combination of the letdown or the speed up. But obviously, the U.S. team needing to win this second game are obviously in the driver's seat right now with a good, healthy lead.
Yeah. I think they're doing waiting on the block is something that they've improved from first and second set, right? You see Try and Trevor touching every ball. Wow. That one he got early. Right when I said they did a good job in waiting, that one he got caught early. Yeah, but there's also a cultural aspect I wanted to talk about, like Central Park on a Sunday. They play fours, and all these guys from Dominican Republic, the Russians from Brighton Beach, and there'd be this huge crowd of people from coming back from Tavern on the Green, and very much like Manhattan Sixes. Like, I've seen pictures where I didn't even know it was on the sand because there were so many people. There's a line over, there's another great dig, 2 digs, and he had to go. I think he touched that on the block. Up and down set. Trevor patiently gets blocked cover. Cut back. Tri-born style. See you later. Now Ahmed's like, 2 digs. He's got to convert on that one.
Little unlucky for Cherif touching that ball. Had to go over. That was a point opportunity for Ahmed.
Yep.
But still really good playing on both sides of the court.
We're 1 apiece after the switch. That's 18-12. Down 1 set to 0. We're leading by 6. Or the American Hawaiians.
This is where Tri can be really scary with his serving. He can speed things up just like that down the line and take advantage of it and kind of fall you and make you fall asleep a bit. Oh, that's just a tough, tall hit.
I don't want to sound like this is the Randy Stokely Appreciation Day, but you just talked about his serve. And that guy just happened to serve a bullet out of position 1. Like Mystic Mac right now.
Yeah, it will. You know, when you see some of these players and see their, you know, how they deal with the momentum and they want to break it and change things here. Like, here's an opportunity for Qatar to score a point.
All over it.
Nope.
That's a nice set by Ahmed.
Yeah.
13-19. I think what they're looking for now.
Yeah.
Randy.
You gotta love that.
Good stuff, boys. I think they're looking more for momentum right now, right? Even if they lose this set, they need to gain as much momentum as they can. Get an ace, get a block.
Yeah.
Take for a game 3 for a decisive 3rd set.
14-16?
14-19. I thought it was 17-11 switch.
Ooh, there's an opportunity right there.
For the people watching this video, I have a scoreboard and I have the one job and I'm not even doing that job. I'm having too much fun. This is what happens when we don't have people keeping score for us. Well, we'll get a score in a minute after this play. I mean, the players are nice enough to talk about it, but really they're just trying to play too, so. Masturbation, I have 2014, but I think that's not it.
Try getting a bit of lucky touch on that line, just touching it, just getting that point.
Yep. But as we say back home, luck is the residue of design. Wow. There's a switch. I thought that was a switch, no? 5-0? No? What do you say?
5-0.
What's this?
15-20.
That's a switch. No?
No. Yeah, it should have been.
Yeah. But that's 16-20, coach. It should have been a switch, right?
Okay, guys, we missed the switch, I think, before.
Is it 6-0?
7-0 now?
Yeah, motherfucker.
Okay.
Yeah, motherfuckers can't count. Oh, God. Trevor, don't be mad at me.
17-20.
Trevor gave me the score 3 times this game.
And the game goes to the United States.
Oh, my God.
Tied up at 1-1 now.
I know someone out there is like, dude, give me the camera. I'll do it. For that, I'm so sorry, guys.
And we're so sorry that we don't even have the score right here because we thought the game was over. But it's what is the score?
It's 18-17 because they
18-17.
told me they just got done saying it was 17-17.
Perfect. So this is really where the game becomes a game when the game is within those 3 points with one team up.
If this goes to a 3rd set, I'm just gonna get someone to hold to do the score. The scoreboard is remote control, so like this is like, you know what I'm saying? It's a remote control scoreboard, so I could just give someone my phone and they can do score for us. I'm having too much fun talking about this. Randy, I really love this sport, and again, moving here was the best thing I ever did because I moved here to do indoor volleyball, and here I am, practically living on the beach. Wow, there's the elevation.
That's a good pass. That's a good option.
So right now, do you think this is the best team in the United States? Tri and Trevor? With Jake retired, Phil if halfway out the door, if not all the way out the door? I would say yes. Right now they're first in points. Second is Schalke and Brunner.
Well, and more importantly, because of the Olympic Games being played and slowed down for the last Olympics, we're only 2 years away. So the changing of the points or any opportunity for anybody to step right in is going to be very, very difficult. And that's why this team stayed together.
I'm glad. Me too. They also have great again. They have great chemistry. They also have a lot of spunk. Like Trevor's like, I guarantee I'm going to win this tournament. He says that before the tournament, and I like that. Not only has his volleyball IQ gotten better, but he's got some testicular fortitude to make these predictions and back it up. We got set point opportunity, and maybe they're just talking good serve down the middle.
Again, right now, no, they're talking about getting to the ball to Ahmed and then having Try go up and block. And personally, I think, again, Try should go up there, swing block to the line, have Trevor start on the cross court, and then the ball's going to get shot over the block. Now here's even a better situation right now with Trevor going back to serve, because now Try is at the net.
Right.
Exactly. No, they're going back. Yeah. They're just trying to figure it out. This is just an old everyday practice day out here on the beach.
Dude, I mean, I couldn't even. It's bad that the only one that knew the score were the players. And now, between you and me, I'm going to watch this later. I don't even think they got it right. I'm going to watch this later.
Big, important for Trevor. Trevor's got to start the cross court. He shows it. Now he looks over the shot. Right there.
There it is. And 2020. Look up. Yeah. Look out, John Stossel. Look out, Barbara Walters. Our 2020 is right here in the South Bay, Hermosa Beach, California. Once again, the man next to me, the man who's decided to put up with my chitter chatter. This is the great Randy Stokeless. I'm Jason DeBillius. Thank you for having us in your living room.
Here's another opportunity.
Looking for 21.
For 21.
Wow. And Ahmed, look, if you see his body language, he knows that's a ball that he should have. But at the same time,
he over-defensed it.
Agreed.
Just a little bit too much movement. You got to stay on your feet, be balanced, and try to pop that ball up. It's just too difficult to dive after that to make a great dig.
Trevor with a nice serve to position 4 or zone 4. Ahmed goes cross court, and there's your switch. That was two set point opportunities. Right now we're tied in the second set. For those of you that skipped the entire portion of this and just clicked on this is the second set. We're tied, and leader is 1-0. Up 1-0 is Team Qatar. Ahmed. Living in Qatar, but originally from Gambia. There's the cutback, well scouted out by Ahmed, and it's the second time, Randy. Yeah, these beach chairs sink. Sorry about that.
No, there was a good opportunity, big opportunity, but when a couple of those pass by and you don't convert on those things, again, watch out for Try right here. On the good side, I would have to say that he's not going to serve this ball down the line. Because he did it before. It's going to go to the middle of the court a bit.
I think so.
And maybe even to Ahmed.
I think so too. I think.
There it is.
Oh, going for it all, huh?
Yeah, going for it and making
4.
a change. Tough.
For the people at home, serving zones 4-1 is left to right on your TV screen. Indoors positions, 6 positions.
And they go after Try. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Now let's see if he drops into the cross court. No,
I don't even think they were. I thought they were going for Trevor's left shoulder, and I think it drifted that way. But like you said, Try is a very high percentage side-out person. I think his side-out percentage is like 91% in the Olympics, playing with Jake Gibb. It was an amazing opportunity that fell in his lap when Taylor Crabb couldn't go to the Olympics. Oh, back off the dome, and now it's tied at 23-23. It's super easy to keep scoring now because now they got to win by 2. Even I can't mess that up.
Again, you know, it's the positioning of where you're starting to serve that ball, because look at where Ahmad's moving around. I like him staying out here to the outside, because now he's a defensive player on the cross court, and now he can go and get this shot or anything else.
And like you said, if he were more fixed out and in, he would play that move right shoulder in.
The ball would have been in, and he would have been after the ball over the line shot too.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, Randy Stokely is a hard worker, because it took the entire first and second set for me to be like, shit, he's right. Look at that. For those of you listening, you're welcome. And from my part, thanks for indulging.
That was a really great defensive posture by the U.S. team over there, playing double line and then looking for that cross-court shot.
I like it because only perfection could have beat that play.
Well,
like, he had to be perfect to beat that play.
And you're changing up your defensive philosophy. So, you know, nothing's perfect.
Whoa!
Well, there was
Hold that thought, Randy.
There was the dig to the middle of the court.
Oh!
And that's just
That's a switchy, boys. Wow, what were you going to say before I mean, that was just a great balanced dig. And like you said, I think he sat more out and in on that.
Yeah.
First of all, Try's cut game is well disguised too. It's already difficult to read, much less dig, even if you're there. So I would agree, go more out than in on that.
Jason, if you've ever seen his arms, I mean, they hang down to his knees.
I'm very interested in his wingspan. Yeah, I'm sure it's bigger than his height.
Yeah.
I'm one of those beasts. I'm 6'1", but my wingspan's 6'8". Wow. Speaking of wingspan. Yeah, so I'm 6'1", Randy, and my wingspan's 6'8", so I'm one of those freaks of nature too. Saved my indoor career for a long time. I'm, you know, undersized setter, blocker on that side against those rock star OHs.
25 all.
Yep, 25 up. Very much like indoor, huh? Wow, there's the patience, and there's the constant pressure of sticking to a certain game plan that they would come back.
And the only difference is, if you look at Try's pass, he passes the ball to the middle of the court instead of throwing the ball straight up the middle.
Right.
When in the beginning of the game, every time he did, let's see if he goes back to it.
Go back to him, yeah.
Now it goes to the middle again. He's not thinking. So here's the point opportunity right there, and they get away with it.
Taking the elevator up on that.
I'd have to say that is a lapse of concentration at that one moment where all of a sudden he unravels and gives up that point, and then he mispasses the ball again, and because he's so athletic, puts that ball away. But he's really got to start thinking about pushing that ball up straight in front of him.
Agreed. I also think that that's a moment that was very temporary, but that could have really cost him the set. Like, I think if you serve him again, I think he'll, like you said, he'll probably self-correct that. Whoa, what a dig. Try. There's an open hand on Cherif. Open hand on Cherif gets blocked by, I think he was trying to joust. And Try covered his bases on that. Now it's set point opportunity number 4.
I would have hit it. Next ball.
I would love to see him go, like you said, position 1, right shoulder. He hasn't done it all game, and I know they have a game plan, but as far as like taking a shot, oh, that one just out of bounds, so close. You and I thought that was in. We thought, didn't you think that was game?
Yeah, well, no, I actually, to be honest with you, I loved your call.
Yeah.
I thought the cross court to the area 1 was the serve there, because especially, you know, just a little bit of an onshore wind right now.
Yep.
That's why they're serving Try on this side.
Patience game, and that is out of bounds. But do we have a touch? Nice. Now it's time to use it. There's a little bit of a break there. Let's do it. Trevor
Again,
Crab with the serve.
Again, Trevor's positioning of where he starts off with, if he serves the ball cross court.
There's in the middle,
There
left
to the
shoulder
middle.
serve. An okay pass. And there's the disguise, and there's the sandhopper. 28 up, boys. I don't know if that's a switch. 28 up is a switch, right?
Gotta be close. And it's just even. Is that a sweep? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I don't trust these two with the score anymore. The ball's in. 9-8, boys.
You know, it's funny they missed a switch in practice here, but that could be the difference between winning and losing. You know, going from one side to the next. Obviously,
Yeah, we got a little bit of wind, huh?
you know, that point opportunity was in the United States' favor because I felt like the south side was the better side.
Yeah.
And they get the point. And here it is for, say, the 7th opportunity.
Yeah. I would say match point opportunity number 6. I thought Qatar had 3 and they had 6, or however that math works out, from 20 up or 19 up. Oh, that's an overpass. Oh my goodness, just a nice repair on that, and of course for the 3rd time, and that's the end of the set. 30-28, people. And try it. Trevor Crabb is undefeated on those joust, Randy.
Well, there's looks like about 4 inches in height difference, and
What's up, man? How you
Cherif
doing?
is always going to be always taller.
Let's do say hi. I just want to shake your hand. I'm doing commentary with this guy. I'm scoreboarding it.
You got the garden right here, though.
Yeah.
There's it right in there. How you doing?
Good, thanks. How you doing, Bo?
Good. I saw you in the islands recently.
Yeah, I've been hanging, trying to be there a little bit more, any chance I can.
Do you go out there a lot, or do you?
No, I live there.
Oh, you live there.
Yeah.
So
How are
that's
you,
a
huh?
yes.
I go back today.
How are you?
I was with John Mayer at LMU,
Yeah.
and we played Hawaii. And my wife went out to Turtle Bay for
Right.
3 days before
Right.
the game,
Right.
just to whatever.
Yeah.
It's an absolutely gorgeous place.
yeah.
And I love the humidity. As a New Yorker, like
Yeah.
people don't like humidity.
Yeah.
I freaking love humidity. I love, you know why? Because night parties, like
When-
nighttime.
What year? When did you guys go there?
2018.
18?
Yeah, we played Hawaii, Utah, and
Yeah, I was there. I went and
and
watched.
Arizona. Yeah. And Hawaii has superpowers.
Yeah.
With all of their teams, when they play at home, I'm like, you have no powers here, Gandalf the Grey. And yeah, I learned a lot from John. I was a pure indoor guy,
Yeah,
so I was trying
yeah.
to pick up the beach game from him.
Yeah.
So thanks to him, thanks to Dane, guys like that help me. And this guy, we're actually calling this, so
Right.
getting some good insight.
And what is it? Streaming somewhere, or what? What do you,
Actually,
what's
I'm
your-
gonna put this on YouTube later because
Oh,
I
good.
thought resolution-wise, the res would
What
be
will
better.
it be under? What will it be?
NY Varsity Sports.
NY.
Yeah, like New
Varsity.
York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thanks to guys like your sons who gave me this platform, because when I started my podcast, they were the ones that were, hey, just tell me where and when. So them putting me up allowed me to interview the younger players that no one talks about or whatever, and now they have a platform because guys like Taylor and all of them gave me that opportunity. Yeah, Cherif did too. Cherif we did the podcast in Doha. It was an hour and 10 minutes. It was fun. Holly just came on 2 weeks ago. So yeah.
Awesome.
So we're in our 3rd and final game of the day. Qatar receiving scores the first point, going up 1-0.
Thanks for bringing us up to speed. I got Papa Crab in the background in case for the audience wondering who we were talking to. Just showing my respect for just good human beings on a general level. Like if there was no association through the sport anyway, I like it. I like it anyway because that's the Brooklyn way. I live in Hermosa Beach. I moved 2016. Actually to coach indoor, but no, here I am on the beach. No, there's no bench on the beach. So I'm coaching juniors right now with Jason Olive. There's an old head, right, former V of H star. Jason's a club director for LA Volleyball Club, and Dane is doing the beach portion. So I'm going to be coaching both of them. What do you got, 2-2, Coach?
We've got 2-1.
2-1.
Cherif back to serve. Let's see who they go and attack. They go after try.
Woo,
There's a
the
good old
dig.
dig,
There's
and that ball's out of bounds.
ball luft balloons out of bounds, and now we have a tie game. And I don't know if this is a scrimmage, so I don't know if it's 15 or I don't know if it's 21, but we're going to find out next point, because next point's going to be a switch. Once again, welcome. Thank you for having me in your living room, Jason DeBillius, Randy Stokely. We are somewhere in the South Bay, none of your business. The Secret Society scrimmage. There's the on-2 read nicely by, but I think that hit the antenna. I think there might be a discussion after this. Outside string. Cherif. Got it. Yahoos. And if y'all going 15, that's a switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3-2.
Where do you live in Hawaii?
In Honolulu.
Yeah. But I know Evan Silverstrom.
Right.
From Long Island, New York.
I ran to him 2 years.
Yeah. I used to scrimmage against him and Amari
He's in New
Velasco.
York, boy.
Yeah. But in New York, I used to him and Amari Velasco, Santa Barbara guy. They used to recruit me as an indoor player to scrimmage against them.
At the side switch, 3-2.
3-2. Yep.
Qatar.
Many programs.
Yeah, Cherif was on the podcast, and he says he'd like for people to talk more about Ahmed. Ahmed is, I believe, is probably the top 3 defender. I have him number 2 on my list. And because of reasons like that, not only can he dig, not only can he touch balls, but every time he touches the ball, he's been quite the transition king. And not shots either, Randy. I mean, like, power. Sets
Well,
behind
listen,
his
that's
head,
just a
boom.
great dig opportunity for the Qatar team to go up. Now 4-2.
Yep. First point off the switch goes Qatar. That ball luft balloons out of bounds and try to serve. Try is what we call a streaky server. I wouldn't call him a constant pressure server. I would say he has these days where he gets a bunch of teams out of system, gets an ace or two. Your thoughts?
2 mistakes have been made, both by each team on the far side, serving that ball out of bounds. Here they go on 2. Oh, there was an opportunity too. Trevor's got to follow that ball, try to pop that ball on 2. Because there's a better opportunity for try to go and put that ball away instead of Trevor trying to get an approach and put that ball away.
Did you see a moment of hesitancy?
Yeah, that's
Like
where it
both of them
exactly
kind of,
was.
yeah.
That's why I brought that up. So you have to commit to yourself as a blocker. You touch that first ball, try to get after the second ball,
100%.
unless it's just so obvious that it's going to your partner.
Yeah. Now my other question is: this is game 3. Who do you go to? Do you just keep going middle and go left shoulder and see if try steps in?
Well, personally, I think that going to try is not. I wouldn't do that. But maybe they're thinking that there's an opportunity on this side. But if you're going to do that, then serve the ball toward the line and get him outside.
Right.
Because the ball's drifting inside and he's got to giddy up on it, and it's either a sharp cross court or a shot over the block.
Yep. Yeah, got to make them work. I agree. There's the right shoulder serve, what we were talking about all game on a lefty, and 5 up. There's your switch.
It was so interesting. This court, and along with Hermosa, and along with Manhattan, the same wind produces the same serve and the same result. And if you come down here and practice and play and learn from years and years of playing, you'll know exactly what to do and when to do it. And it's unbelievable, and Trevor's nobody new to the ball game now.
And there's Ahmed doing what he does best. Outside trend, out of system, in system. That good things happen when you swing, and that ball made a sand crater. Let me ask you something. And hold your thought for a second. Would you go right shoulder Oceanside against Cherif? Would you try that again? Or would you? Would you do strand side as well?
I certainly would, because obviously his reception from his right side is going to be a little bit weaker than it is there. But you see on the blocking aspects from both teams right there, they're going up and trying to take up some certain area. But let's commit as a team one way or the other. Especially things are getting tight right now. 6-all,
100%.
third game.
Yep.
Everybody's coming really hard at the ball. Take something, try to take a chance on playing better defense.
Oh, there it is. There's left shoulder. There's Oceanside, sir. We got a little bit of wind going south to north, Randy.
Yeah.
And that was just enough.
And my bet is that he'll come back with the same serve, and maybe even one to the middle of the court that goes to Ahmed, where he'll split this right down the middle. There it is.
There it is. Wow. There's a back set, and this is what Ahmed does best. No, this time he gets dug. Looking for 8.
Mishandled ball. Great opportunity right there. He had the fake. He had the good set. All he had to do is be accurate with that set. A mishandled ball. First one that gets called for in the match.
Yeah. But all 4 players, very good setters.
Big point, though, in this match.
Yep. 7-7, looking for the switch.
There's always a little bit of a letdown right there, and let's see if Trevor can make amends with setting this next ball.
and this is a very high percentage play. There's a little bit of a basket catch dig and throwing it down, getting that stuff out of here.
Yeah,
Says, oh man, that's switch, boys. 8-7, guys.
Thank you, I like it.
Sorry. This is why they don't invite me to these games. I'm trying to play. Yeah, so I guess what I was asking before, and this is just for like players coming up,
Yeah.
maybe a teaching moment. Is it worth it to serve Cherif strand side, right shoulder? Strand side, for the people watching at home, is where the wind's blowing towards.
You know, in the past, most of the serves have always gone to the water side player because of the wind blowing from the inside. But again, you know, if you have an effective jump serve and you can move it around, you know, it's really hard to serve with the wind. A difficult ball like Trevor, his serve right here should be probably to the cross court to area 1, and he does. He shoves it in there. So now this is going to be an opportunity for him to get the shot over the block, and there's the point. No touch on the block. Point goes out. Team now U.S. goes up 9-8.
Yep, that set dropped a little bit inside. It was just enough to, as far as margin for error concerned.
And that's
just
where
enough
he's
for
setting
Cherif
that
to
ball
hit out.
into the wind, and the wind knocks it down just that little bit. And that's a very smart play right there. Here's another
Looking for 10.
fundamental play. Let's see if he chops it. Yes, he does.
Looking for 10, 3 unanswered points.
There's something also in the game that's you know, Trevor just showed me again is that, you know, if you're a well consummate player and the thoughts that come naturally to you, a short serve. How about the short serve?
Agreed.
It is so effective at so many times that people really think that it's almost kind of like cheating, like, you know, you're throwing in something that shouldn't be right. But every time that ball, bottom line, people do not want to bend. They do not want to go after that ball, and nobody wants to bend after a ball.
Right.
So to go and throw that short serve in, I remember my coaches back in the day, at the weirdest time, at the weirdest moment, I'd look over and he'd show me a little short finger sign like this, and I'd go, okay, that's short serve. And I'd serve that ball, and sure enough, it'd be a point. And then, so here was a big opportunity in the third for the U.S. team to score.
Yep. We have one timeout apiece for each team. There's no technical timeout in the third set. And I do agree in a sense that short serves aren't about necessarily getting them out of system. It's about making them uncomfortable. You know, like that short serve to Cherif, he did pass it well, but, you know, the attempt on 2 got dug quite easily. And sometimes those are plays you're looking for as well.
And now going and moving forward after him serving a short ball, does he come back with the same thing, or does it something different? Or is he even thought exactly what he wants to do, and he puts in a great ball?
There's a little J-hook pass. Outside set Cherif. Wow, almost a teardrop on the cutover, and they finally stopped the bleeding, at least for
what
one
I
play.
like about Trevor is that his thought was already made before he even went to serve. You cannot try to make that decision right, you know, at the point that you're serving. You're going to make a mistake.
Nice hit.
It's 11-9, boys. Switchy. Yeah, yeah, look at the last right shoulder serve. A little bit of a J-hook on the pass. He wasn't facing his platform. He actually was facing forward. You guys watch the replay later. He's facing forward, and his arms are hooking to the right. So what happens is that pass goes up instead of going to the target.
And Jason, the advantage or disadvantage now is obviously try serving this ball from the corner here, serving to Ahmed, to his line where it's going to be effective, or to the middle of the court. He might sneak one down the line, but that'd be going for it right now, and I don't believe it. There it is. And he goes for it, and he makes the mistake. Where all of a sudden now the game becomes a 1-point game. It's probably not the best in percentages to do that at that time. And now Qatar is at the point of trying to score.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mystic Mac predicting the serve location again and was right. There's the drifter set. Trevor sees the peel, responds accordingly, and now the score is 12-10. 3 points away from winning this match and beating the bronze medalist in this scrimmage match, 2-1 possibly. 3 away. They're going to go short. And the question is, like I asked before, this one they go middle. There's a nice patient block. Kind of spread eagle a little bit, willing to sacrifice his head. This time hits his left elbow.
Troy outquicked him there.
Yep.
Set him in the middle, strong to the quarter.
Yeah.
And that's a good.
He's got to hit a line.
Agreed. Ahmed should always go one way or the other. Oh man. And
Well, there's the kiss of death, where you
12-13.
work so hard to score that point, but yet throw one into the net and give one away.
There's the up and down. There's the floater. This one goes to. There's a free ball looking for 12. Back set. Cherif. Tape. Doug. Looking for 14. Try. Not yet. Outside set. Drifter. Trevor. Got it! I got excited. I was excited. 14. Trevor with the patience game. Read the progression. Game of inches, like you said. That might have been too much of a swing block. We were talking about isolating that line.
He kind of
But
went.
it looked like he drifted right by him on that one, didn't
exactly.
he?
That's right. He went past that point, and it's just something you need to practice if you're going to get better at it, and to understand where to take those areas away.
You still got good battery, Coach.
Hands with the balance.
Jose, you still got good battery.
Try for match.
Nice left shoulder, right shoulder serve, and there's a line, there's a touch, there's a free ball opportunity, and that ball is in. Ahmed is in a hitting mood and throws one down. Staves off match point for one more play.
Next ball.
Yeah. Jose Loyola on the sideline saying next ball, and that is the single most
Well, don't you
piece of wisdom.
don't you realize Jose Loyola wanting his team to win, and it doesn't matter if it's a practice game or a tournament.
Yeah.
That's just what it is, and especially as a coach, it's the only thing that you can possibly do on the sidelines.
For the match. Try. That one! Thrown down. Sit down, says Ahmed. But that was more instinctively an impulsive behavior on his part. But like you said about Jose Loyola, it's also in his DNA. The guy looks like he doesn't like to lose in checkers. So I think winning all the time is always on the menu as far as him ordering food.
More importantly, Troy needs a side out here, and he's got to stop thinking.
Yeah, you know they're
he just
going
gets
back to him,
blocked
right?
right now, and now he's just got to do something instinctual. He probably got pulled off.
What a dig. Looking to tie the game. Ahmed got it! Wow. Amazing transition game by the transition king from Qatar. And now what has been a match-long marathon is going to be a sprint to 2, Randy.
14 all, game 3. Ahmed back to serve for Qatar. Again, where are they going? What do they want to do? Do they want to go
I think they want to go back to try. I think
they
Trevor.
go back to the Trevor, to the middle of the court. Here's a point opportunity. I think it's going to get very tight, and he just throws it down.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, nice redirect on that, which I believe CBVA was illegal for a long time, but
It was illegal in a lot of different leagues for a long time.
well, for
but
FIVB, a lot of people don't know it's been legal for quite some time, and I think it's a ridiculous rule to make it illegal.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do? Like gently throw it into his block? I mean, or just hit it, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Match point opportunity number 1. There's a tape shot, recovered nicely. Up and down set, try. Bourne's one. Born to be wild. That's a switch, boys. 15 up.
And as Qatar, he says he always does this. But the problem is that ball goes off the tape, and it kind of jerks the defense where he can't make the play. But look at the Qatarian team. All smiles, all happy. But why shouldn't they be in Southern California here in one of the most beautiful days in wintertime?
Yeah. He's going to come on the podcast next week. He's going to come in studio. We're going to have a good time. Again, he was nice enough to do it from Doha, and he's such a cool individual. The guy actually signed up for Zoom just to do the podcast with me last time, and that's just a testament to the gentleman that Cherif is. Oh my goodness. Crater in the South Bay, created by the Gambian.
Tied all.
Qatari.
Tied or up?
Ahmed. No, 16-15.
Point match.
Yeah, match point. Number 2, there's a
And
tape
there
shot.
It is, the gold medal serve that we hate to see.
And in this
but
league,
that's how it
that is
goes.
legal. And that is the point. And that is the end of the match. But my goodness, Randy, what a hell of a match. What a hell of a match of the people that had the chance to see these 4 elite athletes just duke it out in the South Bay. Jose Loyola got a lot of good coverage, a lot of good tape. I let him know his camera was good to go. Our camera's good to go. Got a nice little scoreboard. I finally kept score at the end, ladies and gentlemen, thanks to Randy Stokely, man. Color commentator, play-by-play, and scorekeeper for me. I'm Jason DeBellis. Anything you want to say before we leave?
It's just a really nice moment with both coaches coming up and congratulating each other. Jose's been doing an incredible job for the Americans, and they're going to be a team to be looked at in the future.
100%. They're the best team in America, and Jose doesn't even like to lose in checkers, so he'll be there.
No.
Yeah. So actually, since we're still rolling, what was one of the things you thought that helped Troy and Trevor win game 2? Was it just blood and guts, like they already knew what they were going to do, and it's just my best game against yours?
Well, I think that there was some really good serving by Troy in that second game where he picked up his game, but unfortunately, it really all came down to the one aspect of trying to make something happen at the unopportune time when he's up basically by, I think it was 2 late in the game. He tries to serve that ball down the line, and he serves that ball into the net. Now it's a 1-point game. If he goes and serves the ball across court, he has a better chance for an opportunity to really win the final last and third set. But again, it's who's to me to say that they shouldn't go for it. And if they don't go for it now, then they will never be able to go for it. So this is a practice game, but really, really great to see these 4 players and coaches out here playing, and really a nice day for me.
It isn't. It's a great day for everybody. I'm glad I'm out here. I'm glad I had a chance to do this. I actually have to go coach. I'm coaching club today. I'm going inland to Culver City. I'm LA Volleyball Club. Jason Olive. Dane's doing the beach portion as I get a nice little picture of these guys. And we're going to sign off. But Randy, thank you so much for joining me once again. And absolute pleasure.
Jason, thank you very much.
I'm Jason DeBellis. We're out, guys. Love you to pieces.
You.